Okay, guys, good morning to you. Can you hear me loud and clear? All right, if yes, give me a thumbs up. All right, Susan, are you around? If you are around, can you kindly also send out a message that we are going live right now on the TWB revision group, yeah, the own students group. Okay, something here. All right, for those who are online right now, can you hear me? All right. Because I don't see any replies or remarks over there. So maybe I need to confirm you guys, can you all hear me? Okay, okay, I think that luckily I refreshed. Okay, thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Brian, Janet. Okay, Jia Wang. All right. All right, let me just think that a lot of people didn't know about this. Just give me a moment. I text to the group chats. Okay, guys, good morning to you. I think that many people thought that they're going to do a trade with the boys Facebook page. Now, do note that every day, whenever where the location of the trade with the boys MAO is all right, is located. Which page will it be located, right? I will update it through the TWB announcement. All right. So you guys have to pay attention to the announcement, whereby we will tell you where the MAO will be situated. Now, the reason why I'm bouncing around, because I mentioned to you, right? Because first of all, if I think that the content itself is really very good, and I want to let more people know about the content, that's why we will do the trade with the boys page. All right. Okay. All right. We'll do that on Trade with the Boys page. Now, if let's say the content is all right, is good for students, enough for students, right? Is for your benefits, then of course we'll do it at Trade with the Boys revision group. All right. So there's a difference over here. Okay. All right. Let's start our morning MAO right now. Okay. Let's go. Okay, today is the 14th of April, 2022. Today is Thursday, and tomorrow will be Friday, and tomorrow is Good Friday. All right, tomorrow's Good Friday. So tomorrow, Good Friday, the market is expected to be closed, right, for most of the market. So most likely, we will not have an MAO unless something drastic happened tonight. Unless something drastic happened tonight, then maybe we will have an MAO. Okay, so take note of that, yeah? Now you can see from my picture collage itself will explain to you what am I talking about this morning. All right, you can see that first of all with Jamie Dimon from this coming in to talk about his view of Bank America, and of course we'll talk about the current situation of Elon Musk and Twitter, and very important, China. Now China's lockdown is crippling its economy. This one is obvious, which one we all know that. But the thing is this: how come the stock market itself is still maintaining its upside? Or at least the stock market is not going down as what it's supposed to do. So we'll tell you more about this in greater final detail as we go along for today's MAO, okay? Now, make sure that disclaimer apply as usual, my friends. My job is to give you my personal calls on the market. Your job is to do your risk assessment. Now, you must understand that market won't go down every day. So if you shorten the market at the start, you trade small, then towards the end, you trade much bigger. And if the market just rebound, you'll be caught. That's why you cannot display such a way in trading. You have to be consistent in every wave. That means that from the start of the selling wave, if your bullet size is $100, you stick to $100 bullet size all the way down until this wave is over. If you add position along the way down itself, right, then the losses will build out, especially when the market do a sudden turnaround. So it's the same thing. If you buy at the start very cheap and you buy at a lower price, and then after that you use $100 for risk, as the price goes higher, and then at the higher point, you need to add more and more because you say that, hey, Kel, I made profit from the market. So why can't I add more position? Now, that is not the right way to do this, okay? This will actually kill your portfolio and your account. So don't do that, okay? Because I'm supposed to start at some time as usually, but normally about 10:30 a.m., normally I get students texting me on the side, asking me for advices, what to do. All right, so this is very, very important, yeah? You have to consider that, okay? Now, Wall Street joke of the day for today. Now, there are two approaches to investing, okay? One investing is that you look at your data, okay? Okay, all right, then of course you draw your charts, you draw your lines, you draw your these indicators like TWB indicators and stuff. Now, that's one way. The second way is that you call your mom. Mom, what to do? Mom, what can I do? Right? You jump, you like go crazy because you don't know what to do already, right? You have to call your mom. Okay, that's two ways. Okay, all right. But there's another third way. There's no one more way. You have to call someone else, or you blame someone else. In fact, to be precise, you blame someone else. Who can you blame? If your investment doesn't do well, if your economy doesn't do well, if your rating doesn't do well, who can you blame? Let me see your answers right now, everybody. Can you hear me? All right, who can you blame? Let's take a look. Okay, I'm not too sure whether the comment box is working fine this morning. Let me slow down. Yeah, just refresh again. Yeah, I think there's some problem with my comment box today. Yes, indeed. I keep on refreshing. Yes, indeed. Yeah, morning to you, Lionel, Jerry. Yay, correct. You have to call Putin. Correct. You have to call Putin. Blame Putin. All right. We had to blame someone. Blame him. All right. Apparently, it's all right. US has been doing a pretty good job blaming this. Okay. Now let me just restart my Facebook for a while. Yeah, something just went wrong on my Facebook account. Not too sure what happened. Just give me a while. Okay, so it's working now. Okay, all right. Blame Kramer. Okay, that's a good one, Choming. Blame the whole world. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's talk about blame Putin today. Okay, all right. Now you can see that right now from White House, directly from the White House. All right, apparently, right, White House Putin. They says that right, the using homegrown biofuel to address Putin price hike at the pump. So that means that now, right, they're saying that White House say that the reason why for Putin, why the price is all going up is all because of Putin's fault. Putin is the one. Putin is the one. Putin is the one. But the thing is this, we last checked the chart, right? It doesn't show that way. Let me show you this. This is the chart of the CPI urban consumer year on year. Now you can see very clearly that Biden came in administration, okay, and that was a CPI. Then he do it for almost a year already as a president. And the CPI data now is at by the time when the end of the year last year, it's already 6.5%. And only recently, about 1 month ago, Putin thing come in the picture, and yes, it escalated from maybe 8 to 8.5 to 9. But the thing is from here all the way belong to Biden. Okay, so don't you feel that, right? This is pretty good to blame. Yeah, we need to blame someone for your bad words. Huh? You just have to find someone, and of course they put Putin in the picture, and poor Putin. All right. So you can see that over the so many years, all right, the CPI data have been maintaining about 2.2, 2.3. Then once Biden come in, right, the thing goes up. Now, of course, some people say that it's not Biden's fault. He just started as a president. Why can he do this? Well, I can say that maybe Donald Trump has a fair share of this with putting so much money in the market. But you must understand collectively, that is how it works. When you flood the market with so much money in the market, right, you have to expect it happen. So in 2020, when the pandemic happened itself, right, with the allowance of allowing the money to be flooded into the system itself, so very obvious, very obvious that this money itself has its repercussion, and this repercussion itself is now showing it extensively. So this is where the money is going, or what the money have created a big monster, and this big monster itself, right, will only be taken out if, let's say, something has to be reduced. Yeah, this is something that we have to see over there. So you can see now, right, the worst thing is, remember, recently itself, right, the Biden came out with the special release, the oil, to bring down the oil price. Now the oil from 106 back then really came down all the way to about $93. That's a pretty good one. But today, within a couple of days, it's back to 104. Now I told you before, right, if anybody is to release the crude oil, if I have money itself, right, when the crude oil comes down to this area here, I will be buying a lot of crude oil because I know that that's the best time to buy crude oil, and I've been calling for buy since then. So that's why I tell you this. This is a stupid move from the White House. It doesn't make sense. And the worst thing is this: if you release the reserve, that means your reserve has depleted. The question is, you will still need to replenish. And if you replenish now at a higher price, then you have to pay for it. You understand my point? It's the same thing like you basically, if you see your HDB flat. Now you bought at 200,000 example, and now it's like 600,000, you sell it off. So what happened is, you think that the market will go down, right? So you sell it first. But the thing is, if the price goes higher, then you pay more. So that's what's happening. So now if the market do go past the 106, 108 figure, that will really kick the market into buying upside. So traders, take note of that. 104 to 106 to 108. This is a very critical point for crude oil. If the market goes beyond that itself, right, crude oil may go higher. Yeah, traders, take note of that. All right, just to check whether is my comment box working fine. I don't think it's working. It's a problem here. Although it's not updating according to what I'm seeing right now on my end. Not too sure what's going on. Let me just refresh this again. Kind of a nuisance though. Okay, my screen is blurred, Anthony. I just saw that. Maybe you want to log off from Facebook and come in again. I think Facebook has some issues, yeah? Okay, Jerry say blame everyone but yourself. And Fred just say US is the biggest hypocrite of the world. I totally agree with you in a way. All right, so guys, that's how it works over for the Wall Street for joke of the day. Now, the thing is this, you must understand, yesterday core CPI data came out, it's all right. And some people are saying that, oh, the inflation is no longer there. I think you have to somehow wake up to this idea, yeah? You must understand something here as a joke, you know that? You notice that these are the prices going up, and the majority is food and energy and electricity. These are the main thing that we human beings need on a day-to-day, right? You need food, all right? You need energy, you need electricity. So if all these things is mounting up itself and it's all higher than you can see on the average, right? It's much higher. Then do you know what's going on? Now, the last time when this happened, notice that, right? We have a recession in 2008. Then it happens again, right? We have a little bit of recession back in 2020. So now we are even higher than the last two times, right? What do you think is going to happen next year? The big R, yeah, the big R. So that means that, right, the recession theme is still going to continue. You cannot run away from it. And furthermore, you must understand this, right? China is still having their lockdown in Shanghai and Guangzhou right now, and potential Beijing. So if this is to continue, it's all right. Imagine China is the biggest exporter to the world, and if their food stuff cannot come out, it's all right. What do you think will happen to the PPI? This is going to go higher than expected. And do note again, you do not get to see this data until next month. That means, all right, whatever happened in Shanghai, Guangzhou now, and maybe Beijing, right? These three provinces combined, is all right. The impact will not be felt now. It won't be felt in the report on March. It will be felt in the May or June report. Do you understand? This is actually the most critical part as well, because this is something that a lot of people forgot. So actually, right, May and June will be a very scary time for a lot of investors. Put it down somewhere as well. I'm going to put it down for you, okay? May on June, all right, most likely the stock market will be down. May to June, the stock market, the stock market will likely be down. No kidding, all right? You can actually, print screen this, okay? Now it's of course 2022, of course. Okay, all right, write down 40. Okay, why? Because by the time when all these numbers really hit to the whole world, it's all right. That is where the whole world will realize that how impactful is this. And don't forget again, this is the world biggest market, okay? World biggest market. All right, in terms of the exporting itself, this is really crazy, So be careful, right, into this. Okay, this is something that you must understand. Let me give you a take a picture, quick one. Okay, all right. So this one, take note of that. This is going to be very, very scary, very, very scary. Yeah, then just I'm just going to do this just for the sake of putting it onto the screen. Just give me a minute, Okay, so how many of you agree with my statement that May and June will likely see a bigger sell-off in the stock market? May and June will see a bigger sell-off in the stock market. If you agree, key the word agree right now. Let me see whether it's this Facebook comment updating. All right, are your Facebook comments updating on your site? Maybe I just need to keep on refreshing this on a periodic basis. Not too sure why. Okay, Daniel, well, to sell in May and go away, something like that is something to what you just said. It could be like this. All right, it's more than right because of the PPI data that's going to be the CPI data are going to be so crazy. So therefore, it's all right. That is where the market will shake. And after, imagine if May, we have the 50 basis point. Then after that, the data come out terrible. Federal Reserve may have to increase again 50 basis point, more and more and more aggressive. The market will respond towards noises than actual fact. So that is whereby I suspect that the market itself will have some selling impact. Okay, Daniel, got it? Right, Jerry, agree with that. Okay, good. How about the rest? I cannot see the rest. I mean, sorry, guys. Today's my comment box is really not updating by itself. So I will keep on refreshing, and it's a pain. Because I don't know if you are typing in, you guys are writing it, so I'm not too sure why. Is it my Wi-Fi or whatever? But it's a problem that I'm seeing right now. Okay, so now, guys, this is going to be important, guys. On the 24th of April, we are going to have our registration soon. Okay, wow, fantastic, right? Okay, so you can see that this is the official poster. All right, this is the official poster. Okay. And the date for registration itself, right? It will be on the 17th of April at noontime sharp, okay? At noontime sharp, okay? So the thing is this, guys, we will give you the benefit of this. We will let you have the link earlier, 1 hour earlier than the public members. I repeat, we will give you 1 hour earlier, all right, to sign up, so that you can book your seat ASAP. So at 11 a.m. Singapore time on the 17th of April at 11 a.m. sharp, we will release the registration link. All right, I will want you guys to sign up ASAP so that you confirm your seat. Now, do note, you will need to bring a friend down, okay? You really need to do that, okay? You really need to do that. So please make sure that you do that, okay? All right, I know that some of you say, but Kel, I got no friends. I'm pretty sure that you can speak to your course mates if you really want to come down together, okay? All right, so all I can tell you is, guys, you must come in pair. How you bring it out, that I'll leave it to you to decide, but best is I'll bring a friend so that we can give you very good stuff. And of course, on that day itself, right, there will be a very impactful move on the price for that day only for our course. So that's why if your friends is a trader and you want them to come down and join us, then really get them down. They will be able to win that so-called chance to pay at a very incredible price for our TWB course. It's only for that day, for that event only, all right? It's going to be a potentially a jump down price, okay? So guys, make sure that you bring your friends in, okay? It's at on 24th of April, 9:30 a.m. we start registration. 9:45 we will start our event, and of course by 1 p.m. we should be done, okay? Now do note there will be a very incredible big gift for lucky draw on that day. It's a gift for our sponsor. Our sponsor is so generous to give a very big ticket item for you guys. So there's one big major prize. That one is lucky draw. So of course, if you are around, you will get the win. Okay. Now, will there be on Zoom itself? Well, this one is still, we are looking at that because we will see how the registration is. If there's going to be a lot of people registering for it out, we may even open Zoom just for the sake, but then there'll be no door gift, no lucky draw for them. Okay. So, and also that's the thing here. So we'll let you know more in details as we see how it goes from the 17th of April. Okay. Right. Oh, sorry. Okay, so what we have yesterday, we have the PPI data 1.4%. Now the crude oil inventory was interesting. It came in 9.3 million. Wow, so much. Okay. Now this is something incredible because that's quite a bit. But do you know what happened now? The crude price went up. So you see, the production went up by 9 times higher than forecast. Yet the crude oil price goes up. This is how it works in the market. You see. If you look at just on the news and trade on it itself, you're going to be dead. You're going to be so dead. Let me show you the crude oil price. Let me bring it to you right now, as well, yeah? Look at it, guys. Look at the crude oil price. The crude oil price went up. So you see, the crude oil price actually went up despite the inventories was 9 million barrels. Look at it. And of course, you can see very classic already, right? Why am I looking to crude oil to go higher? Because there's a KSI jump. KSI jump, all right, it's an uptick, all right? So watch out for this, guys. Look out for that. The market itself is going to tell you some stuff. If the market maintain its upside, it will go all the way to 106, okay? Look out for that. I'll talk about this more in detail, but this is something that I'm pretty confident, all right? So let's take a look later, okay? Okay, so once again, today we have the core retail sales. The core retail sales will be coming up. And of course, the question will be, all right, would it be higher or lower? Well, I'll let you decide. In my opinion, it's all right. I think that the numbers itself will be slightly lower than expected, slightly, okay, slightly lower, okay? And the initial jobless claim, I think this number will be higher. So I'm gonna give my own personal take right now. This one maybe at 0.8%, okay, 0.8%, and maybe here itself is about 150, okay, about 150. Retail sales, I'm not too sure. All right, but do note tomorrow is holiday, yeah, Good Friday. So tomorrow we have MAO. We will let you know as early as in the morning, right? By probably 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. You already know whether have or don't have. Now you can see that this is the retail sales have been quite unstable. It was down, then it was up, then it was down again. So it's quite unstable with retail sales. So that speaks volume of the US economy right now. Now do note on Tuesday, this is a summary of it. We have the CPI data 8.5, core CPI 6.5, PPI is 11.2, and retail sales, they're looking at a lower number. In fact, they're looking at a lower number, 0.6. And the Michigan actually about 54.2, all right? So we have a bit of data and it doesn't seem to be that good as compared. Okay, all right. But then again, yesterday, the stock market just go all the way up. Now, I'll tell you one thing itself. Yesterday was a DJDD, correct? Yesterday, the Dow Jones was a DJDD. So the thing is this, with that expectation, I tell my friend, look, Every time when the Dow pull back, you look to buy. Every time the Dow pull back, you look to buy. Every time you pull back, you look to buy. That is all what you need to do for yesterday for the Dow, as long as it stays above OP of the day. So isn't that simple? You just have to stick to one simple principle. When you see DJDD above OP, you stick to long. Below OP, you stick to short. That is all you need to do. I told you guys, and I told you just to use a color change, you'll be able to make it. So again, some people didn't make money yesterday, and I'm pretty surprised because why? Yesterday was also a pivot one trade, right? So it was also a very clear-cut trade. So let's look at what happened now. Stocks rally mostly on positive earnings, snapping a 3-day losing streak. Well, basically now they are saying that the traders are looking at the corporate result. Okay, fair enough. Fastener, Delta Airline was trading better than the expected result because the result was, the analysts put a very low rating. So when you have a low rating and then the market comes in and I give you a decent data, right? Of course, become better than expected and the market shoot up. All right. So the thing is this. Of course, with more people now going back to work, going back flying around, definitely the airline counters will recover. So I'll tell this to Warren Buffett then. All right, but you can see JP Morgan Chase, okay, came down. Sorry, that's not my bet of JP Morgan just now, yeah, for not the Bank of America, for JP Diamond. Okay, now for JP Morgan itself, right, the stock actually came down by 3.2% after the banking giant reported a 524 million hit by the market dislocation due to sanction against Russia, yeah, because they were involved in Russia. So the thing is this, they also posted a 42% decline in the first quarter result. But of course, their revenue is better, but that is not what they're looking at because the market, the company lose money, though the revenue increases. But actually, there's more things than that itself, right? There are more things than that. In fact, itself, right, the bank is building up credit reserve. I'll tell you how much they're building later. I'll let you know. Yeah? They didn't review over here. And of course, more important thing is that right now, in general, right, it seems that people are looking at the market to recover a bit despite the current situation, which I don't buy it. So anyway, to me is that overall market is still okay, but I still think that right, coming May and June, that is where the real selling will kick in, okay? All right, the real selling will kick in. That is where it gets very, very scary, okay? All right, now of course we have this one, the whole cost, the producer price index 7.2%. And interestingly, the treasury yields came down, right? Why? Of course, a bit too high, hit 2.82 already, pull back a little bit, it's normal. But still, my target is still 3%. My target is still going to be 3%. And when would that be? Maybe by May. So which means that, right, by May itself, right, I think that we will see 3%, and that will kick in the thing that I mentioned itself, which is the selling effect. All right. So that's why when you put CPI, exclude food and cost and material cost and energy, right, I don't buy it. So I think that is ridiculous. Because to us itself, right, that is the biggest cost that we need to take care and have to spend it on day-to-day, okay? All right, so let's look at the US stock market, quick one, yeah? You can see over here itself the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones was DJDD to begin with. So you can see a star over there. So the KSI is red in color, right? But what our rate is this? It's a downtick rate. What is a downtick rate supposed to mean? Can anyone tell me, guys? Downtick rate, what does it supposed to mean? Please key your answer right now. We get some water. Okay, seemingly again, I must refresh my screen. Okay, Jerry says that selling pressure is reducing. Okay, good. Selling reduced, says Susan. Yes, indeed. That means selling, but the selling has reduced. Okay, that means that, right, careful, there could be buying interest coming in. So when the market opens, it did go down first initially. It did. But once it goes down, it's all right. You notice that the market rebounded instantly past the MLP again. Now, above OP on a DJDD day is already a buy. Above MLP, confirmed as a buy. Yes, the KSI is red. So you must tell yourself, that to be careful to take profit along at each entry. But because the KSI is actually a downtick rate, so that means that the selling pressure has lowered down as compared to yesterday. So if the market goes above OP, above MLP, the buy is actually allowed. And of course, if the market breaks pivot 1, that will be even stronger, right? Or above OP, above pivot 1 is considered as classic trades. So classic trade itself means you can expect to go higher, correct? So let's take a look what happened over here. Okay, so what happened was this. At the start of the morning itself, straight away, the market went up. There was no color change to begin with. All right, so if we didn't buy, then there's nothing much to say. Then after that, we come to this point itself, a CCRY, and it's above pivot 1, and it's above OP, right? So buy right is a very good buy. Yes, the market did went up a few more points, but after a while later, the market came down and stopped you out. Okay, now this sort of thing does happen, but if you actually, do a SWL, may or may not get hit. Then after that, it repeated twice. And of course, both times itself, the market went lower. All right, so of course, some people lose money, they feel upset. But of course, if you remember this is a color change that happened at the pivot. Usually it's all right, if you see CYR, then of course, the market will likely be coming down. So it's all in the books, but of course, not many people actually look into this. Then what happened? Suddenly, it's all right. There was a big BMB coming in. And this BMB is not the low of the day. That's why there's no bomb appearing. But this BMB actually supersedes the opening price. And this tells you that above OP, all right, CCRY is a buy. So gradually, the price goes up. And very interestingly, when the price comes to this point here, it's all right. Okay, we do see something happening. The market just stopped there for a while before blasting up all the way again. So guys, you can see now, right, if you actually follow the script above OP, CCRY go long, from here itself is 300 points. Understand? This is how you use the TWB system. Okay, very unique, very different, and definitely, right, not the typical way you use. So you understand why people itself, right, find this system is very amazing, because it just literally tell you what to look out for rather than draw trend lines and stuff like that. Okay. All right, so you're right, Brian. Selling pressure reduced, Loin, selling pressure reduced, correct. Seller market, okay. Seller market, but selling reduced, correct. Okay, excellent, Justin. Okay, and Loin. All right, now this is gold. Oh, I love gold. Now gold is beautiful. Now gold is KSI green, but down tick. That means that, right, the buying is there, but do take profit along the way. Now the one more thing factor is that there's no KCX. KCX itself in this case is not there. It's not there. So that means that the market itself is kind of bullish, no? All right, so with that understanding, when the market opens, right, you notice that it opens very nearby to the pivot 2. So if it goes below pivot 2, by right, you should sell, right? But if it goes above pivot 2, then it will be a buy instead. And the target was 1984 because that's the nearest KCB. All right, so let's take a look what happened during that period. So what happened is that the market ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, a bond was established. Okay, then of course we use it for trading purposes. All right, then of course we were looking at the market moving up and down, moving and down and down. Then of course we hear the bosses, you can see that, right, the market is just being sideways. Okay, now the thing that turns it was here where you can see the market CCRY and trigger the pivot perfectly. And of course it went above OP, right? So the CCRY above OP. All right, so this is where you look to buy. Okay, it's where you buy just right here. And then after that, the price goes all the way to this point. Now, at this junction here, we notice that the market just stopped there already, right? Couldn't go past the KTR plus 2. All right, here, try again, but it failed. So every time got a star, we just actually do the 2 lines. If we stay above the line, then we are fine. If we stay below the line, then we are having a big trouble. Okay. All right. So gold was also quite easy to trade. So yesterday, decently, Dow Jones may have a whipsaw here and there, but overall still okay, right? And of course, you trade gold is even better. All right. So how many of you make money from gold? All right. If you make money from gold, it's all right. Key gold profited. All right, or profited from gold also can. All right. Let me know whether how many of you have profited from trading gold yesterday. Hey, I think really must restart my computer. Not coming in at all. Very slow. Okay, only Brian and Anthony made money from gold yesterday. Now, someone asked me this question, Kel. The thing is this. Our system, if it's so good in a way, how many students actually using the system? Well, I think that I can safely say probably about 15%, 1-5. Now, why do I say that? Because maybe a lot of you are busy at work right now, actually going back to work. Some of y'all don't know exactly how to utilize the system. Y'all don't know how to press around the system. Then don't worry, this problem will be solved very, very soon, okay? That's why 24th of April is all right. It will be good that you just join us for the event because there's something that we will share, all right? A quick sneak review on how does it look like, okay, for our this crazy app. Yes, we will actually introduce it in a very soft way, not for sale yet, but you can join in to get it, okay? And all you need to do is to be a TWB Premier student, then you get that TWB crazy app itself. It's going to be very, very fun, okay? All right, so let me just refresh my screen once again because I can't see anything coming in at all. All right, okay, thank you very much. Let's go. Now let's look at some of the global news right now. Now, Shanghai warns COVID-19 lockdown violators will be punished as daily cases hit 25,000. Now, basically, you must understand people need to eat, people need to do their own stuff. Example, for ladies, they probably need a sanitary pads and stuff like that. But if you don't let people go out, it's all right. Where are they going to get those stuff? If it has gone to the point of crazy, it's all right. Some of them, it's all right, are actually tested negative. But because the officers are a bit more worried, okay, and they just basically drag them out. So that causes a lot of this problem because some official blunders, then medicines are not able to get, food, water. These are all the very, very important basic necessity. But of course, while we have all the unhappiness, it's all right. Something warm happened, like this particular mother of two says that she wanted milk, baby milk formula powder and diapers from neighbors. In return, it's all right. She will hunt for some eggs and milk. All right. So when no Shanghainese actually they are pretty cold. Indeed, I went to Shanghai before. I know that nothing cold, just that not into real talking to other strangers, not really the type of people. Yeah. So apparently she says that right, come to relationship with neighbors, not so good. But this situation has brought our hearts together all closer. So yes, indeed, right now people are doing barter trade. Barter trade means that you exchange with me, whatever I have, I exchange with you because maybe I want vegetable, you have eggs, right? We just change because we can do that. So that's what's happening now in China. But the big problem now is what's happening in Guangzhou right now. Guangzhou now is having more issues, right? Guangzhou closest to most arrival. That means arrival is not able to go in. And again, the people going to stockpile because we all know what happened in Shanghai. So again, another city that is going to be watch out for. And of course, if this happened, most likely the stock market go down. Well, it didn't. Look at it. The stock market did not really go down. If you can see, the stock market didn't go down at all. The stock market actually continued to recover. All right. Now, do note that's the power of money. Okay, this is the big day where the stock market, the firm funds came in. And I told you, right, just take the MLP of this, that will become the very important technical point. So the last time we see this was in 28th of March when it came down, and after it came down, almost immediately it rebounded. This time around, it didn't even come nearby and rebounded. So of course, now the Chinese market itself seemingly is well supported, yeah? Although the selling is there, but the major stocks are being well held up, okay? Though that speaks volume about how the power of money does in the world, okay? Yep, okay. But then again, you must understand the big issue now with China, right? As Beijing continued to have their insistence of rigid zero COVID policy, all right, the economy is expected to slow down to 5%. Now, the last time it started, it was about 8%. Now we're looking at about 5%. So first of all, you must understand, commodity purchases of natural gas drops, okay? Because why? Because when the Shanghai province shut down, right, obviously all the production will go down. So that's why things cannot be purchased, and obviously it causes inflation to shoot up. Then, of course, there'll be a huge backlog at the world's largest port in Shanghai, okay? Because Shanghai, yes, is the world's largest port. more than 15% of ships now are offshore for 1 month. That means that they cannot put their things down. So there will be a huge port congestion, making everybody just unload, don't care, don't bother, right? Oh, the packers as well go crazy, I tell you that. Then, of course, you have this passenger vehicles slumped by 10.9% as Tesla and Volkswagen, they halt production, and more than 100 properties companies dropped by 53% because no one buying, everybody stay at home. So all these will likely hit. And of course, now like vegetable prices have went up by 17% in just a single month. So that also cost of living increase and things that people may not get to get their job back again because maybe the company couldn't survive by that. So while the stock market is okay, but the big problem internally is there. So the question is this: should we trust the stocks or stock market, or we trust the economy? Now, to me, to answer this to you is right. Economy, usually the impact will come in about 1 to 2 months time later, not immediate. Sometimes 2 to 3 months. So actually, all these problems will likely be surfacing in this April and May. That is why I said that April and May is going to be a very disturbing 2 months, whereby traders have to be very, very careful. Okay. All right, so you can see that the Chinese carrier now are shipping more empty containers than the full ones on the US coast ports. Now, of course, when you have such a problem, it's all right. What can you do? You still have to send, but you have to go with it. If you don't send, the delay cost will be more expensive. But you send itself, then definitely you just have to bear with it. Like just like having you drive a taxi, then you send people all the way from Tampines to Jurong, and you make some money. But maybe in Jurong side itself, right, there's not much passenger from there. Then where you have to drive back the city, if you have an empty car, and that's where you lose back the money. Can you understand this metaphor? All right, now do know why must we blame Putin? Because Joe Biden approval has fell to the new low level, despite right, all the things he's doing now with Russia and Ukraine. Now, economic pessimism is continuing, inflation woes continuing, and people are really not happy. About 47% of the participants say the economy is poor, and that's the highest number in that category since 2012. Oh my goodness. So now you can see that the approval rating has sank to the new low, 38% to 53% disapproving. My goodness. And nowadays, our 15% net approval rating is measurably worse than 90% in CNBC December survey. So with all these things that he's been trying to do, tell the whole world to be united and then attack this Russia, but his rating is not going up. And that is whereby there is an ongoing rumor says that, right, he probably needs to move on so that someone better will come in. Not too sure who I think the lady should come in. Yeah. So you can see, right, the top issues for American is the cost of living, because the cost is going up every time. And the Ukraine war itself, obviously, friends and relatives are there. But the worst thing is this is about the immigration part itself, which means that, right, people who basically have to swim over to, to get things, go to, enter to the country, and then causing a lot of security issue and stuff like that. So these three main things is the top issues. And because of that itself, right, people are getting very upset. Actually, the cost of living is already at 48%. That's almost half already. And of course, there's no way they can get in near term to get this settled unless they really bring down the asset prices, right? So in short, I told you, right, the only way to do that is to destroy the stock market. I mean, really, really consider to let the stock market go down stronger, bigger, better. But it's going to be tough because the banks will not allow that. The big boys will not allow that. So this is a big problem that we are facing right now. All right, some important information for you, very important. Again, I say I cannot see your comment updating itself, so I'm not too sure whether you guys are actually hearing me out. But never mind, I just continue to rattle non-stop, yeah? Now, Twitter investors sue Elon Musk for failing to promptly disclose the size of his stake. Now, seriously, I think this is very childish, okay? Very childish. Now, of course, yes, SEC say that within 10 days, if a person take up more than 5% of the company share, within the time itself, right, 10 days, you have to report. So, of course, our dear Elon Musk, as usual, did not report until a few more days later. So what happened is that we are suing him for all the losses. But I tell you, how can you win? The guy itself is not obligated to stick in front of the screen. The guy itself is Elon Musk is the boss and own the so-called this what's going on now is that these are the ongoing. Sorry, let me just recollect this. But basically, it's all right. It's impossible for this investors to win over this game because Elon Musk, he may or may not know the 10 days rule. But the thing is this: do you know that the fine itself is only $100,000? Now, $100,000 fine, while he has profited almost $156 million for not telling, I think that's a very, very calculated sure win trade, right? Yes, indeed, SEC will jump on his back and basically warn him severely, may slap him, even let's say slap him the highest amount, 200,000. Now, 100,000 actually is a cap already, but let's say for some reason they do it for 200,000. So what? $200,000 to $156 million. Do you know that how many percent is that itself? So this is again, my point is that I don't think that the chance of these people will win. This one, let's just face it. So Jamie Dimon, all right, Jamie Dimon is the guy from JP Morgan, says that, right, he said that there's some storm cloud on the horizon and they may disappear or it may not, all right? So it's like telling you both side view. Now this is Jamie Dimon, okay? So because they feel that, right, the recent yield curve flattened or inverted has caused a big issue, number one. Number two is that, right, although they are not looking at a recession, but they look at high inflation, and this high inflation itself will have a problem. So these are the very big, powerful sources, and traders need to be very, very careful. And of course, they say that, right, they will be putting a lot more bank loss reserve just in case the recession comes in. So when will it be coming in? It's all right. Well, you take a look. This is the JP Morgan loan loss allowance. Look at the allowance. It's how big it is. It's still growing. All right. That means that, right, we are looking at once this increases, you can see last time when this happened was back in March 2020, right? So what I'm trying to say is this: if this one, if they're building up a reserve, that means they know something's going to be bad. Do they know? Why is that so? Because only when you build a reserve, right, you keep quiet and you put a reserve more and more for an outing or something and stuff, right? Then if you see your friends are putting more and more stuff, don't you feel uneasy and you may think of something wrong, right? Correct. And this is what's happening right now. Now, this picture is not from the article because it's from some other places to show you the impact of this loan loss occasion. All right, now Santoli is a very senior correspondent in this for CNBC. So he's saying that investors set aside inflation worry, expecting that the consumer will spend on the service. Agree and disagree, depending on what our product are we talking about. So anyway, this is what he have gathered for us. Okay. He says that, right, the S&P 500 has spent very little time, so it's below the January low. So that will basically give a very good reason for buying, okay? Right, then of course, the treasury yield now is from 2.3 to 6%. It's a little bit tight. Now, of course, for JP Morgan earning, right, there's a lot of power on in and stuff like that. It's saying that, right, this company is right, one moment it's on the sell side, one moment on the buy side. You just have to read between the lines, yeah? Okay, the market breadth itself is quite strong. That's why traders do take note of that. Okay, and last but not least, the VIX itself is back down 22, which is a good price again for us to buy, right? Yes, indeed. To me, it's any time from 22 to 18 is a good time to buy, even though at 18 for one contract, you may lose $600, but I think you can hold it. If you don't mind holding it, that will be good. Okay, all right, so that is the important market news, and let's go into something much more that people really like to hear, right? This is the alternate market news, yeah? This is the alternate market news that just show, wait, that's to, sorry, my bad. Okay, let's go. Now, this is what people are fearing now. I told you, right? Global recession is what people are fearing most for the people from Bank of America. To them, it's all right. It's a hawkish central bank that is actually moving up the trend. All right, okay? The Russia conflict now, people are no longer interested, my friends. People are getting sian already about this. So the one that people are more concerned is inflation, when is that global recession, how inflation is and stuff. And of course, right, for people like us, so we have kids, and we so much really know that, right, this is to work harder so that we can make more money to give to, don't really shortchange your life. Like you can see, COVID is really non-essential as well, worry. People are all worrying at global recession. And of course, it seems to be a global one. Now, this is the global growth pessimism to the lowest ever, implying lower net equity allocation. So simply put itself, okay, what we have now is the blue one is the equity, right? Okay, Now, do note, you notice that the so-called expectation of the economy is going in tandem. All right, which means that you can see on your screen right now, when the blue line expectation is down, right, the darker blue also have to come down to do the valuation with you. Okay, so the thing is this, now when they move together upside, you can see they stick to the blue. Even it's downside, they stick together. So the question is this, how come this time round it's not able to go down to where it's supposed to be? Because that will give the stock market down by 25 to 30%. Well, the answer is pretty clear. No one want to take a risk. And people think that, right, since this year we're going to cut interest rate, okay, fine. But this year going to hike interest rate, never mind. But next year you're going to cut interest rate. So next year, if you're going to cut interest rate, then why am I going to sell my share today? So because of this mentality itself, right, a lot of people don't sell their share anymore. They say that, hey, you know what? Since I'm going to, be having interest rate cutting again, I must just stick to the place itself and wait for the thing to come. But it could be days, it could be months, it could be years. Don't tell me you're going to stick over there forever. So this is something that's not very feasible, yeah. And this number is still waiting to be updated. And let's hope that once I get the most updated one, I'll send to you all. Okay. All right, so you can see now, right, this year they are expecting a bit of rate hike, okay, hike. But at the same time, right, this the rate cut is kindly expected since for next year. Okay, so we'll let you know. And seemingly that now, right, maybe the cut is less because everybody's focusing back to the more of the rate hike expectation, yeah. Okay, sorry, let's continue. Now, of course, Charlie Mungo Link Daily Journal has cut Alibaba stake into half. Now, this is the data from it. It's all right. You can see Alibaba stake. Okay, sorry. This Daily Journal, right? He cuts away as much as 300,000 shares. Okay, of this. Okay, 300,000, and the share value is 30,000. Yeah, 300,000. Sorry, sorry, my bad. This is the number of shares taken out. Sorry, my bad. This is the share in principle. Okay, so what happened is that means that they take a loss of 50%. Oh my God, 50% is a lot of money. All right, and because they bought at 155 when it sold. The current price, as you can see right now, let me just bring it to you, the current price. Can you see now? Yes, indeed, Alibaba shares continue to trade lower. Now, when it was 115, I really not very comfortable. I said that even though my KSI is green, but 115 seems to be dangerous. And truth be told, next few days, you can see Alibaba share coming down. Now, this is again the same thing. I'll remind you, gently remind you, the $9.80. Okay, it's actually a very important MLP to watch out for. If the market cross MLP, then you'll be good, because why? That's where the support is. Okay, that's where the support is. Okay. Okay, all right. It's kind of difficult when I don't see any responses from you guys. I don't know whether you're listening to me. Am I sending a message to you? Kind of difficult, yeah. On my side, I don't see any more. I don't see any refreshing. I don't see any more comments, emoticons. Don't have, yeah. So I'm not too sure. Am I speaking to you guys without you guys around? That is the worst thing. When we talk so much and then you don't respond because you're not around. That will be the worst. Okay, I think that we have a bit of situation here on my side. I'm not able to. Yeah, my side is still having a hang. You're still here. Okay, good. Okay, anyway, so Alibaba is all right, I was saying. If Alibaba basically loses $97, I kind of believe that this time around Alibaba will come down all the way to $72 again. Okay, I know that this was pumped up because of the China funds coming in, but definitely Alibaba will not be in the favor of the Chinese funds, at least for now, because you can understand that, right? Probably they stand on the wrong side of the track, and of course, even the previous owner also stand the wrong side of the track. So because of that itself, right now, if Charlie Munger is just selling, so what do you think? If Charlie Munger is also selling, right? What do you think? Something is not quite correct, right? So be very careful on this Alibaba. Yeah, this could go quite drastically wrong. Now they bought an average price of $180 and it sold about $155. That means they lost about easily about this $25 from there. That's quite a bit of money, yeah. So traders think of that. Okay, so the thing is this, yeah, I still think that Alibaba share will come down lower, and $74 to $72 will be the target I'm looking at. Okay, all right, so this is where they get very interesting. Take a look, guys. This is actually, they take the 2008 S&P chart, and then they supersede with the current situation, and apparently it seems that to be curve fitting it. So if the market really recover because of whatever reason, by the mid of May or June, we may see a top. All right, then after that, we may really see. Now, of course, this is really unexpected, but if you say the market goes down, things can go very bad, and maybe the time is all right, you can really consider. But at the moment now, it's all just drawing here and there. No one knows the market, no one can predict the market, but as I said, we can just prepare ourselves and just standing go strong. Okay, got it? Okay, so clear screen. All right, so if you're still around and listening to me, press number 1 right now. Let me see whether are you guys still listening to me. Press number 1. If you are, okay, press number 1 so that I can know. I'll get some water, yeah? Just give me 2 minutes, okay? Okay, guys, I can see that you guys are still here, but I have to keep on refreshing to see my updates. Really very difficult. Thank you, guys. Of you, thank you for your number 1s. Okay, thank you. Yo, Leons, Anthony, Dennis, Jawang, Janet, Richard, Karine, Jerry, Alison, Brian. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to go into the charting now. All right. The bull goes moo, the bear goes drr, and the flamingo is different this time. Okay, so first of all, let's look at China market. Okay, the China market itself, right, seemingly pulled back a little bit from the high just now, a little bit. Let's see whether it can stand there. Now, the 13,866 level is still the level that I'm watching at. As long as the market stays there, we should be okay, good to go. Can you see that? Yeah, that's right. Okay, now today the Dow Jones, do take note, the KSI is red and it's uptick. That means that there will be selling pressure on the Dow. There will be selling pressure on the Dow. Okay, but the thing is that today the Dow is above OP and it's above pivot 1. So by right itself, right, today is a classic day to go long. Okay, so how do we interpret this? Very simple. Follow the chart. The chart says above OP, above pivot 1, CCRY, stick to buy. That's it. But because the KSI is red and it's uptick, right? So what you do is that every time when the price goes higher to every gantry, do take some profit along the way. So that is all you need to do. You understand? You stick to the principle of the chart. You do not change. You just stick to the long side of the market, long side, yeah, for today. This is very, very important, yeah. Take note of that, long side of the market. So as long as the market stays above OP, you just stay long, okay? Now, what if the market breaks below OP? Then, of course, they will enter the uncertainty zone. And of course, if the market, if let's say the market breaks back downwards and go below the pivot, then we may have some selling. Now, the thing is this, if someone has asked me, Cal, can I sell at KTR 1, 2, 3 because the KSI is red, right? I will tell you today, no, do that. Unless it's a KTR plus 3. Why? Because even though the KSI is red, but the pivot is still standing there. So that's why it's a very different thing. You have to go with it. So indicator-wise itself, right, to tell you that what can you do with the exit point, lot size and stuff. But the entry for the entry, right, whatever reason of buying and selling, right, will be the most important thing. Okay, this is very, very important. Yeah, just take note of that. Okay, all right, good. Let's go. Now Nasdaq today also a buy signal. Yeah, for Nasdaq today is a buy signal. Why is that so? Take a look at the screen right now. It is a buy signal, if you can notice that. Now, first of all, why is it a buy signal? To begin with, it's all right. The Nasdaq today, the opening price is actually above the pivot 1. So above OP, above pivot 1, by right itself is already a buy, right? Okay. And then the thing is this, you can see, although the moving averages is against it, but the MLP is supporting it itself. So if the market stays above OP, just stick to the buy side, okay? But KSI is red and it's uptick, right? Okay, that means that same thing again, when the prices goes up, it's all right, do take profit along the way. Do take profit along the way. All right, this is very important information, huh? Do take profits along the way. Okay, that is what you need to do. Okay, because KSI is red and it's uptick some more. Got it? All right, if everybody got it, please keep it, got it, right? At least I know that you guys are following me and y'all know that today is all right. Both Dow Jones and both Dow Jones and this Nasdaq, all this above pivot 1, yeah? And yes, indeed, you're right, Susan. The Nasdaq is a CCRY. Yay! Finally, I see my comments coming out on its own, but don't know it's one time. Okay, now it's working already. See, crazy. Now finally, I can see your posting coming in by itself. Earlier don't have. Last time earlier was I can't even see at all. Terrible. Karine, we do not use this, Karine. We do not use the current bar to look at the market. The uptick is Karine, the uptick is belong to this too. Remember, we look at this. Okay, I repeat myself, Karine. A, B, C. C is the current, right? We do not use C to watch the market for today. To know the KSI, we look at B, right? So B is KSI rate. That's for today. But when you compare B to A, B is higher than A. That's why there's an uptick here. Got it? Or why is this uptick in green? Okay. This is just uptick. The thing just turned to green. Okay. All right. Okay. This is I can let the programmer know about this. Okay. The color of the. Okay. Okay, Karine, I got you. Okay. It should be uptick rate. Yeah. Okay. All right. I will go and talk to the programmer. Okay. I think the point is this. I think the programmer was just thinking out loud, uptick. Okay, because when later on it's all right, when there's a change of color, right, it's a bit confusing already. Yeah, maybe you take a neutral color, yeah, even better. Maybe that'll be better, right? Thank you, Karine. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for your this little this feedback. Maybe I just change a different color. It'd be much easier. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's continue. S&P 500. S&P 500 also is above pivot 1. So again, another key point today is above OP, above pivot 1. So today, all three indices are buy side itself. But the KSI is red and it's uptick. So which means again, take profit along the way. Take profit along the way. Now I want to show you this thing about the Dow Jones just now. Just a quick one, yeah. Okay, so everybody take a look at this chart right now. This is Dow Jones 15-minute chart. Okay, take a look. Okay, just take a look, yeah. Just give me a minute. I just want to send out some messages. Okay, so how will you trade it today based on today's above OP and above pivot 1, right? Now today the moving average itself is also supporting you, right? So all the CCRY would be a buy. Can you see that? So including right now. So that means that at this moment right now, right, there is a chance for the Dow to be trading higher. There is a chance for the Dow to go up to here at least. That is 34,698. Current price right now is 34,642. Okay, got it? All right, now why is that so? Because today is above OP and it's above the pivot 1. Now, of course, the GTH is later, about a few more hours. But for this classic day, you don't need to wait for GTH. For classic day, you do not need to wait for GTH. Huh? This one you all know, right? Okay, so think of that. So I'm gonna put on it that everybody can take profit at 698. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Can. All right, let's continue to do Hang Seng. Now, Hang Seng today is all right. You can see the market today has been coming down for quite a while, but today the market breaks above the previous day, the high, and KSI has been all the way green. That's why you notice, right, for Hang Seng, although it's going downwards, but the last few days, the market, the tail is pretty long. So this actually tells you that there's some buying coming in over the last few days. So without a doubt itself, right, if later on, if the market do break this point again, 21,528, right, that's a pivot 1. If it breaks above it, right, the next level will be the MA, which is the 21,564. If the market can break it convincingly, the Hang Seng may go up. The only thing that Hang Seng is coming down because the Chinese market, the China market is down. As you can see, the China market is retreating. That's why the Hang Seng is down. But if let's say later on, if the Shanghai market goes up, right, then it may go higher. But do note that it will be a long weekend from tomorrow onwards until Tuesday, sorry, because of the Qingming holiday. So just take note itself that if you're buying Hang Seng over the weekend, just take note you may not be able to get out until next Tuesday. And of course, if the market volatility is way high, then you might have problem. Yeah, just take note of that. Very important. Okay, so take note of that. Okay, let me just clear my screen. Let's continue. Next one, Nikkei. Now Nikkei already on its own is moving up already. Now Nikkei also have a KSI rate and also an uptick rate, but the market didn't really go down much. In fact, it stays above MLP and it has challenged the pivot. And now it's trading now. Now it's being challenged by the MA. So once you cross the MA, who knows, you may go back again to a higher level. Okay, so yes, indeed, King Hua, Friday is Good Friday. Friday is Good Friday. Okay, Monday is Hong Kong holiday. Yeah. All right, not too sure China's Hong Kong holiday. China holiday, but Hong Kong Monday is holiday. Yeah. Okay, so that is also the other thing to watch out for Nikkei. Maybe it may go back up again, but at least from now it's above pivot 1. So you do see that, right? When it's time to long, we call for long. When time to short, we call for short. All right. Not every time we are only short. We also do long. You can see the thing in front here. Okay, so you can see now today for DAX itself, right? DAX was a doji yesterday and the day before, and the market tries to go down initially, but it was basically supported by the pivot, and then it rebounded and go back up itself. Now KSI for today confirmed is KSI rate. There will be some selling pressure, but again, same thing. If the market can stabilize itself, right, it may just go back again. Who knows? Because now from the way we look at it, the US market now is moving up higher as we're speaking right now, so things may be moving towards that direction. Okay, all right. Okay, so crude oil. Sorry. Now crude oil is, if crude oil goes above the opening price of today, I suspect that crude oil will be going up to 106 level. Now, if crude oil goes up higher itself, what will naturally happen? Of course, that will again give some inflation problem. And also at the same time itself, right? But then those US related stock will be going up, especially like Occidental Petroleum, maybe better. Now the KSI jump on the crude oil already on the KSI speaks itself. Also, if the market can stays up, then we should see some upside coming in for this crude oil. Now it's 103. I suspect that we may see a 106. Okay, so crude oil traders, please be on standby. All right, now look at gold. Now gold itself just now tries to go up to 1980, but it failed. Now a lot of us are still waiting at 1984, right? This is the KCB that's not being used, a fresh chocolate bar. Everybody is waiting for it itself and see whether can we reach this point. All right, do note if you go in during this period of time, that means that you don't buy at the lowest point. So anytime you are trading it, make sure that you have your stop loss in place and give feasible stop loss. Yeah. Okay, so if gold can stand above OP, which is now below, then it should be able to try the 1984 just because that not feeling that well. Yeah. Now KSI is green and no blue bars means the market is pretty positive. All right, how about your friend? That would be good. Okay. Now silver has reached our KCB. Yay! See, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, exactly by the third working day itself, silver has hit our BMB level, right? As promised you, 3 to 4 days, we'll see it, and it really happened. Congratulations to those who actually bought silver. Well done. Now, silver has also just reached our KCB level at 2584. So I kind of believe that maybe later gold may be able to see the one that we got, this 1984 level. That will be what I think will be happening. All right, so let's see whether can our expectation comes true. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Susan. Silver was a spot on, right? For those people who remember that I called for silver, I tell you what's the reason for buying silver. I will tell you that the reason because of the this BMB. If you can, just keep the word silver spot on for me, like what Susan has done. Okay. All right, let's keep the word silver spot on. Yeah, that'll be the best way to thank me for this. Okay, now how high silver can go? Well, if we cross the 2584, it may really go for this 2608. 2608 will be the next figure that the silver could be heading next. Okay, thank you very much, Brian. All right, then after this is all right. You have finished gold and silver. Let's look at the Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is all right. Seemingly is having a bit of bottom out feature. KSI is turning green, but not yet. But the boys are turning up. So same thing again. Do we expect to have it higher? Well, the first target will be 41, 3, 8, 7. Okay. All right. Sorry. This one here, the target here will be here. That will be 42,381 level. Yeah, that will be the target. Now it's 41,384. So about 1,000 points to go. Most likely this will happen. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you can see the impact of the silver market, this Bitcoin market. And last but not least, Ethereum. Ethereum also seems like bottoming out a little bit at the bottom, and likely it's all right. If Ethereum can break past this pivot one, we may see a higher level, and that's 32.20 plus. All right, so these are the figures that you can look at it. Okay, for Ethereum now, for me, it's all right. If the market want to buy up because they just want to push up the market, it is possible. So undeniable, right? Later on, Hang Seng may resume trading later on and go up a little bit more. But just be careful. It's all right. Holding over the weekend, long weekends could be dangerous. I suspect that, right? Anytime when the market goes higher, like go to KTR +1 or +2, do remember take some profit. Okay. All right. So to summarize the whole thing for today, it's all right. Today it seems that most of the U.S. economy, U.S. indices are all over pivot one, so there could be a chance of the market going higher. But because KSI are red, it's all right. So be careful. The market may take profit along the way. All right. Then for crude oil, in my opinion, it's crude oil seems good. Crude oil seems good. So let's see whether 106 can be done. And last but not least, it's all right. Gold traders, we just have to take note of gold. The gold now is a bit of pulling back down after many days of upside. 1971 will be the MLP support. I suspect that will be the support. Then after that, maybe we may test the 1984 level. Okay. All right, that will be all for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. This is Tel signing off. Now, do note, we have yesterday done a pretty good summary on revision for the Premier system. It's available on the TWB revision group already. Go and take a look. It's a very good 2 hours video. All right, bye-bye, guys.